Listen, there's two types of people, the ones who will say you get worse at Counter-Strike as you get older, and the ones who know apEX. For real, this guy's longevity needs to be studied. Say you're following Counter-Strike in 2009 and suddenly you get crushed by a bus. Time goes by and after 15 years in a coma, you open your eyes to find that bro is still there, front stage memeing like never before. How many wins did he get? Yes! 1-2 majors, maybe a third on the way. Yep, don't even have time to put this together, he wins a third in the meantime. Oh well. And an infinite amount of moments where, well, apEX is just gonna be apEX.
Performance dessus, mais c'est surtout, on l'a vu.
I'm checking my drink. The fuck?
How do you explain that one?
Honestly, while researching for this video, I found some very old media that reminded me of just how far we have come. While today, a final looks like this, back when apEX started, it looked like this.
La finale Counter-Strike Source de cette MaxLAN 2008 va-t-elle s'achever? Elle s'achève, c'est gagné! C'est gagné pour les Very Games.
That's what offline tournaments used to be like, and it feels like maybe, 3 teams came here to compete, while the rest were just a happy bunch gathering together with friends. You would bring your own PC, monitor, setup, and a sleeping bag because you would be sleeping on the floor. These were basically the cavemen of esport. So how does a guy who started at the Stone Age of CS manage to remain relevant 16 years later? And not just relevant, actually on top. In the span of 3 months alone, apEX won what could be the highlight of anyone's career. Katowice, IEM, Blast, he's unstoppable right now. So in today's episode of I'm going to hyper-focus on a subject and share my findings with you, we are diving into apEX's career. This video is brought to you by Skinsmonkey, an easy-to-use trading site, and here's how it works. I have this open, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like garbage. It's even worse in game. So lucky me, I go on Skinsmonkey, put it on the balance, and I can trade with any other skins I see here. If I need to add more balance, I will put in the code Jeff to get an extra 5% on top of the usual 30%. And with the first trade bonus, the more you trade, the more cashback you get. It's an easy way for you to change your skins and play with something fresh. Have a look at the freebies tab to get in giveaways and tasks, and if you're interested, you know where to find the link, right? apEX discovered Counter-Strike in 2007, 14 years old, and one of his friends brought him to a LAN cafe to try a game, Counter-Strike Source.
And wanted to play CS. CS was my drug.
Wow.
I was really addicted. Like, it was an addiction. A big addiction. A really big addiction.
The way he got into his very first team is kinda funny. One of his friends needed a replacement for a match against a team in which Kali was playing. apEX did quite well, so much so that the very team he just defeated ended up recruiting him, as Kali insisted on him to join. And yes, that Kali.
But the problem is that it wasn't professional at all. We couldn't earn any money.
From there, apEX is hooked and will continue to play and attend many LANs, making a name for himself. And I just want to remind you, this was a time where you would drive 3 hours to gather in a warehouse, and if you place third, you would get a t-shirt. And look at him, he's loving it. LAN after LAN, apEX manages to show he's got something. After 3D Max and LDLC, he will be invited to join the legendary tag that frankly deserves its own video, Very Games. They were the holy grail of French teams, the most professional organization at the time. And he's about to be paid to play. How much? Take a guess.
Et ils nous ont appris à devenir professionnels sans vraiment gagner de l'argent. À l'époque, chez Very Games, je gagne 130 € par mois. Voilà, c'est pas que ça qu'on paye grand chose, mais...
Existence RPK, apEX, and BK and MK. So you can already tell these names aren't random. And as you can expect, they win. That's basically what's gonna happen for the next couple of months, and in April, a young Kenny S joins the team to help them secure even more wins. And just before CSGO takes over, apEX gets replaced by Smith, as the team wanted to find a co-lead, a role apEX didn't manage to fill in so far, but we'll come back to that. And anyway, Source is a thing of the past. Global Offensive just got announced. This is a chance to reunite both 1.6 and Counter-Strike Source players all together, and also it has cross-platform play somehow? I totally forgot that was a thing. Yeah, at some point Valve tried to push CSGO on Xbox. Some things are best left in the past.
Yeah.
It won't be long before apEX bounces back. His aggressive playstyle got him the name of the wolf of the French scene, and he's hungry for revenge. After a couple of events where the rivalry with his former teammates from Very Games builds up, his team qualifies for the World Cup of 2013. We are no longer playing LANs in smelly warehouses. Now we put a stage in the middle of some of the biggest conventions, and for some very odd reasons, we've decided to put dancers before the Counter-Strike show. I'm not sure if I prefer that or the DJ set.
S'il vous plaît, stop.
Anyway, back to apEX. He's playing with Cluj Mystik next to Kiyoshima, Kali, Hearts and Yorek. They make it out of the group stage and will face the Brits from FM Toxic, then Astana Dragons, and secure their way into the finals. On the other side of the bracket, Very Games eliminated Fnatic and NIPs, which means the final will oppose apEX to his previous teammates. The first map goes their way, 16-11. We're now ready for a second map on Mirage, and it's not gonna be that simple.
We never played Mirage once, and so we were not really confident.
They never played the map. What could possibly go wrong?
As well, still up in 2 great headshots, now just Irek left. But in the last game, he was able to pull out of situations similar to this. Can he do it this time, though? And he will not, only losing Smith Z. Very nice old Shox to hold this off. Oh, there's a one hit. Shox just takes him down, clicks him to death. And there's a wall bang to the face from Shox through the floor. This is looking like Very Games just on fire thus far. There's the half. Very Games ends this thing at 12 points, very far ahead. And this pistol round right now is going to be pivotal.
This is where something changes. They might be down 12-3, but they haven't given up just yet.
But here come the counter-terrorists from CT Spawn, getting a really good surround on these terrorists as they go down, and Kiyoshima with some brilliant shooting flips around, takes out those 3 players.
Kiyoshima shines on the pistol round and gets them the first win of the side. And then there's another, and another, and now we're on the first buy round.
And here's Smith Z in middle, go for the big... Oh, he gets taken down by... He's not even opping. There's KQLY. We have to...
Somehow, even though they've never played the map, they are coming back. Very Games is starting to have doubts.
Focus clearing. Shoots him as it clears. Just Shox left. And... What? Okay, even that up to...
Round after round, nothing is working, and it looks like Cluj Mystik might be able to pull this off. Even the caster is confused.
He does go down. This is not good. Very Games had a huge lead, and they're letting it slip away.
They're winning 12 rounds in a row against the best team of the tournament. Cluj Mystik is getting themselves a match point.
Et on va se méfier côté Very Games. Attention à Scrim qui a 34 points de vie, il faut aller porter ses bombes et Ars en plus qui chope le kill sur X6 qui voulait le prendre dans le dos, 2v2. Dans cette situation, peut-être la victoire des clans Mystik ou peut-être la... Champion du monde!
After winning 13 rounds in a row, apEX becomes world champion.
apEX. Voilà, on est super contents quoi. Personne nous attendait là, personne nous attendait à passer les poules. Voilà, on a gagné la Coupe du Monde.
La très belle surprise de ce tournoi, le clan Mystik.
Copyright. No more audio. Being world champion, yeah, that's nice, especially when you get the revenge against your previous teammates. But there is one goal that every CS player dreams about, that is winning a major. We find apEX later this year playing with Titan. They qualify for the major, which takes place on the 29th of November. Titan rented a house to provide a bootcamp facility in which apEX spends months to practice. But just a week before the tournament begins, the same guy who recruited apEX a few years ago gets banned for cheating. As you can expect, it was chaos and no major for apEX. His team gets disqualified. They bring RPK back in and they keep on trying, but it just doesn't work, and in great French fashion, it is time for yet another shuffle.
J'ai une BK qui m'envoie un message, on se parlait pas du tout à l'époque, et tu peux venir dans la chambre là. Je me dis mais qu'est-ce qu'il me veut? Je dis bah écoute, on va kick Shox et Smith, et on veut Kenny et toi. Donc bah moi je me dis bah ouais go let's go. Il n'y a pas eu une hésitation, désolé aux anciens teammates d'ailleurs. Mais... Donc je dis à Kenny bah viens, et je vais lui parler dehors. Je dis bah Kenny écoute Envy me veulent, je vais partir. Voilà, je lui dis pas qu'il est dans le lot. Et je vois un seum sur sa tête. Il dit ouais je vais remplacer Shox. Je voulais mais eux ils voulaient pas, donc je suis désolé frérot. Et après je dis ah ça va, je rigole, t'es avec moi.
Je suis mort. Il dit oh le changement sur son visage.
Mais il me disait ouais bah bonne chance frérot, tu le mérites. Mais je voyais qu'il y avait un seum incroyable.
That's how Envyus built one of the best French lineups. Something clicked with this team. And from the footage you can already tell something bigger is brewing. apEX used to sleep under the tables when attending LANs. Well, look at him now. ESL Cologne 2015 was the first time I actually realized the Counter-Strike was big. Just a month after that secret meeting in the hotel room, we find Envyus in the grand finals of the Major against Fnatic. The pressure must have been insane. This is the biggest arena Counter-Strike had ever seen.
But look at this, he actually sees two people. Flusher, blind shot, takes down apEX. Kenny gets a kill on Crims. Flusher in the back lines. He's out of ammo. A knife is out. What's happening? Flusher, he's getting stabbed. He goes down. He drops Flusher. It's going to be a 2v2, no boss land in there.
The first rounds were basically Envyus bullying Fnatic, plus W, and they go and chase the frags, kind of like we do in matchmaking, except it's a major. And that's gonna work. At halftime we find a 10-5, with Kiyoshima hitting jump shots like he wants to bring Kali back. Fnatic takes the pistol round after an awkward fight in short, leading to Envyus being envious. We lose the first round, what do we do in the second? Hey, we're not gonna eco, we buy pistols.
Chance to get at least a couple of shots off. You can duck down behind, that's the first. Second one! Pronax is down, MV kill, still gunning for them. Can he get the kills? apEX shows up, it's a disaster for Fnatic. They're running into the French wall and it's gonna be all of Mystik.
Things are looking good for the French. They have 5 rounds to close this out, but something changed. Fnatic woke up and Envyus is falling apart. That's one.
Oh, no.
That's 2.
One actually, Kenny.
3.
They've got nothing if this goes down, and they will go down.
4.
We're gonna go to the 30th round here, 14-15, and the...
On the very last round, it's 25 seconds left on the clock and no one is dead yet.
It doesn't matter when they're landing shots like this. apEX is trying to stop them, but it's not gonna happen. It will.
In the blink of an eye, we go in overtime. I still remember watching this live and it's a bit painful, but it goes like this. Nope. Nope. No, apEX, don't pick me, bro!
A challenge, and apEX not in this lifetime.
And then again, nope. Envyus lost 9 rounds in a row.
Shot gets the support of Flusher, and this will be Fnatic taking map 1 on Dust 2, 19-15.
Now, the second map, we don't talk about the second map. Envyus places second at the Major, which is still a win. I'll remind you the lineup was created a month ago, so while it feels like a loss, it's actually a big W, bro, skibidi no cap. Yeah, I'm trying to cater to a younger audience to stay relevant. This is actually the beginning of a successful roster. A month later, apEX wins every tournament he plays. DreamHack London, easy peasy. Gfinity, where he takes revenge on Fnatic, first place. And the World Championship of 2015, where he was playing for Team France, once again, first place. Envyus is on fire, and the timing is just right, as the second major of 2015 is about to take place. DreamHack Cluj Napoca 2015. The group stages are a formality for Envyus. 16-6, 16-9, and they are in the playoffs.
Well, I would like to have a revenge against Fnatic during the major, because they won against us at the last major final. I really want to beat them.
As fate would have it, Envyus will face Fnatic in the quarterfinals. The first map is taken by Fnatic 16-9, but like apEX would say in 2013, Mirage, map de merde. The second map will be Cobblestone, and I must say, yes, it was 10 years ago, but the plays I am seeing here, they remind me more of a matchmaking than an actual pro match you would look at today. I mean, have a look at JW putting a sword off at that range, it's kinda weird. With a 2015 Prime KNS and apEX, the map turns into a slaughter, leading to a decider on Cash. And Cash is gonna be a lot worse for Fnatic.
And they sneak their way onto the site, but then they line up and apEX is there to mow them down! That is it! apEX chooses the perfect time to
look at the face of JW and you know he's in pain with a crushing 16-2. Safe to say, revenge was achieved.
Drops 1 and Crims is gonna go down. Envy are on to the semi-finals here, defeating Fnatic 16-2. at the CSGO Major. What an utterly...
The French are advancing in the playoffs. After eliminating G2, they find themselves once again in the grand final of a major. This time against Navi, and if you're following this video, which, I mean, you totally are, right? You remember they've just beat them during the group stages 16-9, so it's a really good time to be apEX right now.
Blindly and not connecting with anyone. They're going to make the one more headshot there, taking down Zeus, and Happy charges through. Guardian's going to be gone, Cease dies as well. Happy ending up with it.
It begins with a huge lead for Envyus, 7-0, but Navi isn't done yet. Guardian is fighting back, and apparently he can see through smokes.
A good refrag, Edward going down, Guardian getting a blind shot.
And Cease is pulling a crazy performance as well.
NBK peeks out, gets picked off by Cease immediately. 7 seconds left and they will get the bomb down. Kiyoshima gone, now there's the threat of the...
Navi is coming back, and on the second side, they take the lead.
On the B side, holding up close, excellent anti-flash. He slows down the entire push, picks up NBK, picks up a second kill, could get a third as well. He nearly had it. He actually goes for it. Flamey with the triple. Stays alive.
And then Guardian decides to pull a double Nico, missing this shot that could have been a double, leading to Envyus winning the round. Navi tries to push main, but the play is betrayed by their own shadow, and again.
Goes for a bit of a transfer, takes down Edward with a headshot, and it's a beautiful start here for apEX.
Now look, I don't want to be that guy, but I guess I'm gonna be. 2015 was wild, man. Envyus is gonna push B, and the 3 players who are pushing out from upper B haven't thrown any util. All 3 of them still have all of their grenades, and they're gonna jump down without even throwing any flash. I mean, it kind of works, it's getting messy, and it leaves Happy alone.
That is going to work out, but then Kenny is there. Guardian somehow catches him, though, and it's going to come down to Happy now in the 1v2, and they're expecting Happy to come by Link all the time. Happy does this every single time. Instead, Happy holding the high ground, hoping to be able to dunk a shot on Edward, and he just barely gets him at the last possible second. Happy clutches it for Envy. No time for Guardian to save it. What a play, the HG guarantee!
15-14, the overtime is on the line for Navi, and the beauty of Counter-Strike is in the details. That timing right there could have been nasty.
Although Flamey going right through it, he realizes it's too late, but Happy turns around. He's there for the clutch, and it's going to be Guardian now. 1v2 to keep his team in this, to go for overtime. Headshot, and it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to lock it down, and in 30 rounds, Envy will take the first map. They will rob Navi of their map pick.
Too close for comfort, but a win is a win. Envyus is 1 map away from winning a major.
Round 2. Fight!
Cobblestone, a map some of you probably missed. The plan for Envyus is gonna be very simple. Rush B, do not stop.
Don't win that fight.
And already Guardian boosted up, looking for that headshot, and it's apEX who lands it first. There's your starting Toad. Envy go for the pop flash and a drop as well. They're hunting for Flamey, and apEX has been unleashed. 2 kills for him to start things off, but Edward is doing work as well. apEX, a 3rd kill for him, and he's on the way to the ace.
A solid 4K from apEX on the first round. Now, this is basically what's gonna happen. They will flip a coin and either push A or push B. It's not very subtle, but it works. You know how today's Counter-Strike is like about taking your time, clearing every corners. Nah, in 2015 we don't have time for that.
Walking right past them in the smoke, Flamey trying to get out, he gets the shot with the Max 7, and there's apEX going down to the UMP of Guardian.
I mean look, Kiyoshima is about to enter mid. He's got full util, so it's a world of possibilities. Would you molly the left corner, then maybe flash out? Would you jiggle peek to bait a shot and find a CT? Nope. We are jumping in, boys!
Chaos over the drop zone, Cease is gonna be spraying.
It's gonna take some time for Navi to adapt, but eventually they do, and we're at 10-5 at halftime. apEX secures the pistol round again, and considering how city-sided Cobblestone is, and how tough the economy was back then, it's actually huge.
Guardian, but not for long. apEX, he does the job at the end.
Now, again, this is the final of a major, so can someone explain the weapon choices here? And you know what? It actually works. Navi hasn't won a single round so far. The rounds are so chaotic, it's hard to understand what's going on.
Them down. They're stuck in this corner. Kenny and apEX, that's not a good position. They need to get out of here somehow. And apEX, NBK helping out, maybe shooting his way out of the corner. And
yet the Frenchies end up on top. Envyus is at match point. It feels like Navi doesn't really believe anymore. They sit there and go AD. Guardian is gonna lose patience and jump out alone, no util, nothing, and of course...
Hiroshima, and there it is, executive down, Envy winning the last major 2015 and the second title in a row.
apEX finally wins a Counter-Strike major. I had to cut off the audio because of copyright, so it probably feels a little less epic than it should right now. But don't get fooled, it's the one thing every CS player dreams about. Up until this point, apEX has been holding the role of entry in every teams he played. But we're about to enter in a new era, one where apEX transitions from being a crazy hyperactive player into one of the best in-game leader and meme machine. And I want to do justice to that transition, so it will be coming in a part 2. In the meantime, if you're still hungry for some Counter-Strike lore, have a look at this video where I cover Epsilon, and that time Scream almost got banned for match fixing. Thank you for watching, and if you've made it this far, you're a Chad.